Let's just jump right into it. Today's title is Candace and Erika, Where's Your Discernment? Part 2. And let's just jump right into it.
They're pulling out the big dogs now to come after Candace Owens. Did you just see what Alex Jones insinuated?
Talking to TPUSA the days before they were meeting in Nashville, and I said, either she's being paid by some bad groups to stabilize the Republican Party, which I don't think it is. I think she really believes what she's saying, or she's had some type of mental breakdown, psychosis, or she just really believes all of this, but I think is somehow still delusional. Because I can go through dozens of the things she's put out and debunk each one. So where is she now on the plains?
What I find funny is that if we talk about conspiracy theories, right? Alex Jones might be the king. Alex Jones, when it comes to conspiracy theories, Candace Owens' conspiracy theories don't even scratch the surface of Alex Jones' conspiracy theories. I mean, if Alex Jones' conspiracy theories were a 50-story building, he's on the top of the 50th floor. Candace Owens is on the sidewalk. That's how far his conspiracies go from Candace Owens. But he is saying that she's delusional and that she may have had some kind of mental breakdown. Keep in mind, this is Alex Jones. Alex Jones is the king of conspiracies. Now, if you want to tell me that he's not being coerced, prompted, paid to say this, you're crazy. Come on. We have to be real. You know good and well Alex Jones is in no position to talk about anybody's conspiracy theories when Alex Jones is literally the king of conspiracy theories. This is crazy.
This is what they do to every single person who flies too close to the sun. They have not been able to silence Candace Owens, and her voice just continues to get larger. So they're trying to paint her as crazy. That way they can either institutionalize her or say that she committed suicide. And it's very, very disturbing and troubling to me. I also find it interesting that everybody has something to say about Candace Owens' investigation into the assassination of Charlie Kirk, but yet none of you had anything to say about the fact that she had death threats on her life, assassination threats on her life, potentially by the French government. Why doesn't anybody care about that? So, I don't know. It's odd, it's creepy, it's freaky. I don't trust it. I don't trust what's going on right now. Candace, if you see this, I'm praying for you. God bless.
Now, I like Morgan, but I disagree with all the death threat stuff. I don't think none of that stuff is really happening. Again, I think that Candace Owens is working with TPUSA. They're all working together. Candace Owens says something, then they respond. She brings receipts, then they bring receipts, and it's just this back and forth. It's all a show and it's all a setup. I don't buy any of it at all. But for Alex Jones to talk about somebody's conspiracy theories and debunking, that is hilarious. My question is, how many of Alex Jones' conspiracy theories can be debunked? It's just crazy. Alex Jones, come on. If that ain't the pot calling the kettle crispy black, come on.
Charlie's death, I struggled. Something I haven't talked about publicly before, but in the days after Charlie's death, I struggled a great deal. I'm sure many of you did too. I remember watching every video of the assassination, looking for clues, trying to understand what happened. I'd try to hide my friend and that terrible bullet hitting him, but I would try to look around. I stayed up all night for many nights in a row, researching every conspiracy theory, going down every rabbit hole. When my lovely wife Usha told me to come to bed, I told her I owed it to Charlie to try to uncover every stone. And so that's what I tried to do.
Doesn't it sound eerily similar to do your own research? Remember 2020, 2021, do your own research. Remember? Do your own research. Go look it up. Go research. How'd that work out? Do your own research turned into 6 billion people taking the shot. So do your own research didn't work, because do your own research really means take the shot. So when J.D. Vance is saying that he looked up conspiracy theories and he did his own research, what he's telling you to do is just take the mainstream media narrative. We all know good and well that J.D. Vance is not looking up conspiracy theories. Stop. We know this. This is all cap. This is all cap. And then he goes to the crowd and says that that many of you all did the same thing. You mean to tell me that the initial reaction to Charlie Kirk's assassination was a conspiracy theory? J.D. Vance's initial reaction to Charlie Kirk's death was a conspiracy theory. And then he says that many of you did the same thing and nobody objected. So isn't it funny how we've seen assassinations, and I've said this, that none have not been without a conspiracy attached to it. Now he's admitting it. Now he's admitting it. But again, I tell you all, it's all a setup. J.D. Vance researching conspiracy theories? Stop. Again, these are the same people that said, do your own research, but take the shot. Look at the conspiracy theories, but still trust the mainstream media.
I remember I was consumed by this fear that Charlie's death wouldn't just deprive a family of their husband or of a good father, but that it would deny our movement of a great unifier of people and a great doer of great deeds. It's the only time I can remember my wife ever telling me that she was really worried about me. She told me it many times. But what saved me was not lying to myself, but accepting the reality of the fight that we're in. Charlie's death was an immense loss, an irreplaceable loss. We got kicked in the teeth, my friends, and there's no sugarcoating it or pretending that it didn't happen. We need to accept that. And what saved me was realizing that the story of the Christian faith, like the story of these United States of America, is one of immense loss followed by even bigger.
Listen, man, the problem is this stuff's not going to work anymore. It's just not. People see through it. People know too much. People can see. People know when you're being fake. You're blowing smoke up the rear end. People can see it. J.D. Vance, your wife was worried about you for what? Why didn't she pray to one of those many gods that she follows to help guide you through this tumultuous time? I mean, this is like, it's just all, it's just, again, the stuff just sounds good. It's not really real, though. It's not real. They're trying to use Candace Owens as a force to galvanize the right. They're trying to make her something that's larger than life, as some kind of threat or enemy. And like I said before in the last show, denouncing Candace Owens is you don't have to say I support Israel anymore. Denouncing Candace Owens is I support Israel, I support the mainstream media, I support TPUSA, I support it's all wrapped up in that. If you're with Candace Owens, then you're against, like I said, you're against Israel, you're against the right, you're against Republicans, you're against all that. It's just, but it's all contrived, it's not real. It's all contrived and it's not real. Candace Owens is a part of this whole thing. I'm sorry, she is. She's a part of this whole thing. She is. I'm sorry.
Right. We get engaged. 18 days later, yeah, that's right. We get engaged.
From the bullied, scared teenager to the stoic, hardened personality you see today.
Candace Owens married her husband in 18 days. Pay attention.
He basically said nothing to me.
From that moment onwards, the connection was made.
Now, he admitted they didn't go out on any dates. Nothing romantic happened. Like, he said it. He already said this. So I'm just telling you, an arranged marriage. I was actually flying to South Africa at the time for New Year's, and I called her and I just said, listen, I know this is completely crazy. We've just met, but how do you feel about getting married to me? Just real quick, Farmer explained, to Australian podcaster and professor Matt Fraud during an episode, Pence with Aquinas. Yeah, so again, 17 days, and she said yes. Now, I get it on her end. She marries a rich white prince, as it's a no-brainer. But he proposed to her and said, come on now, it's just, come on. And it's just going through his family.
So I arrive 3 hours late. My assistant informs me that. And I sat next to you.
First time we actually met, you were giving a speech.
Again, it's all, I'm sorry, it's just all fake. It's all contrived and it's all fake. Let's listen to Diamone real quick talk about this.
Anyway, I'm going to be more accountable with that. So I wanted to talk about this. I've been seeing notable Christian pundits talk about like, oh, out of respect for Charlie, they're kind of like anti-Candace because they can tell the spirit isn't right with Candace, but they're kind of missing it. I want to go take it a step further. They don't understand that Charlie was in on it as well. And I'm pretty sure that Charlie was either an adept or definitely an initiate in the secret order. So he was well aware.
And let me say this. If you can see that Candace Owens, something's wrong with her, but you can't see what's wrong with Erikakirk, then that means you're just against Candace because you're being told to. There's no way you can see through Candace and not see through Erika. So you really, I don't believe that these quote unquote Christians are seeing any flaws in Candace. They're just seeing something they don't like to hear, versus actually spiritually seeing that, oh no, Candace is compromised and so is Erikakirk. But if you can't see both, then you can't see neither. I'm sorry.
Aware of everything. At first I thought he was just naive, is naivety, but you think he didn't know all the stuff about Erika? Like, come on, she's a Jesuit. I think she's too out to do the neon serpentine entity. So I see a lot of Christian pundits getting caught up on like, oh, out of respect for Charlie, Candace can't even keep her mouth closed. It's like, no, Charlie was in on it. They're all Masons. It goes to the fact that they truly believe Charlie is dead and that he didn't know that his wife was a serpentine entity. No, Charlie was well aware of it. He was well aware that his wife was a Jesuit. He was well aware that Trump was a Mason, a high degree Mason. He was in on the whole thing. And I think this is what's keeping a lot of Christians from believing just how dark this stuff really gets, especially concerning the macro level manipulation and deception that's going on. I mean, getting played from a very high level of principalities and wickedness in dark places. I always say this, the deep state is the occult. And that's just my phrase that I've coined. And
if you think about it, what makes you think this is very suspicious was that first video that Erikakirk did where she was crying in that casket. That was done on purpose. You gotta understand, that video was done on purpose, showing you the fake hands. All that was done on purpose to allow Candace Owens to do what she's doing, because you have to justify these conspiracies with something. So they'll put something out to get both sides going back and forth. And so Erikakirk doing that was very strategic. Now, we all know that if you're really grieving, truly grieving, you don't tell somebody to hold the camera and get this angle and do it. Come on, you don't do that. You don't film yourself crying and in the cat. It's just, come on, man. It was all a setup and it was all staged from the jump. And I didn't even think about anything until my boy said, "What about her? What about his wife?" I looked at her, and then I saw that video. That casket video told me all of this was a scam since I saw the video. So, like I said before, if you can discern Candace but can't discern Erika, then you can't discern either one.
so when it comes to Candace Owens, remember early on she said the only people that have the power to shut me up are my husband and Erikakirk, who are both bloodline entities and adepts. Come on. Now she gets summoned by Erikakirk and she switches her tune. You guys know she's a puppet. Like, she's getting played. She's doing her thing.
And that's the Amone Weir. And I don't really know about these Egyptian planes. I don't know the relevance of them. Honestly, I don't. But maybe Stu will say something about
Eastern Europe around TPUSA. And Tyler Boyer isn't the only one that's close to orphanages in Eastern Europe around TPUSA. Erikakirk herself is another one. She's been tied to orphanages in Eastern Europe, specifically in Romania. through a program called Romanian Angels since she was a teenager. When she was 17 years old, she founded Romanian Angels as a nonprofit. So in effect, since Erika's childhood, she's been running orphanages in Eastern Europe, a child trafficking hotbed. Is that normal activity for a 17-year-old girl to be involved with?
Of course it's not, Stu. And it's crazy because you all know this stuff is crazy. Like, don't you all ever scratch your head and wonder, how is it that when we look into these people's lives, they're always all connected? How is it that when we look into these people's lives, like Erika, how is it that she's connected to Trump, connected to this, her mom is this, her dad is this, or that? Look at Candace Owens. She meets this guy and gets married in 17 days, 18 days. Like, I'm just saying, like, don't y'all find it strange that every time we dig into these people, it's always a network of people they're connected to that are higher up people? These aren't just random people. I mean, like, y'all never asked that question. Like, how is this possible? Everybody we look into has a connection to here, 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 and here. Come on.
Of course it's not. But when your father is a high-ranking member of the military-industrial complex linked to Israel's Iron Dome and American arms sales to the pariah state, and when your mother is geofencing and data mining, and she's a propagandist who's tied directly to the Israeli Foreign Affairs Ministry, maybe hanging around orphanages really isn't all that unusual.
Again, people can believe what they want to believe. I'm just saying that you need to pray for wisdom and discernment. Don't let your pride go and ask God, ask the Holy Spirit to reveal the truth to you, and I guarantee it will be revealed to you. But I think that most of you all know this stuff is crazy. You just don't want to believe it. That's why I realized years ago that seeing isn't believing, because a person can see something and still not believe it. So I just know that most people's beliefs and what they call truth is tied to their emotions about how they feel about what's going on. Again, I know this is all a show. No matter what these people do, they're still rolling out digital IDs, digital dollars, surveillance, social credit scores. Climate change is coming. Another pandemic is probably coming. Just all this stuff is just coming. So that's why I'm saying all this stuff is just a distraction, because you're going to wake up one day to a whole new world that you aren't going to be prepared for. So I don't know. Anyway, listen, I love y'all, and I will see y'all soon. Thank you.